5 people have now appeared in court and been granted bail after being arrested on charges of corruption, fraud and money laundering worth over 245 million rand. It's understood Lerato Ngomezulu, Sipho Masiteng, Mokemane Ndumo, Mahlamola Mofokeng and Mbana Tabete are implicated in corruption relating to the Vrede dairy farm project in the Free State. It's claimed money flowed into the project but landed in bank accounts controlled by the Guptas. You might remember that Mosebenzi Zwane was the MEC at the time, while the ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule was the Premier of the Free State. Sipho Ngwema is the spokesperson for the National Prosecuting Authority. Sipho, good afternoon to you. What claim are you making against these 5 people?
Good afternoon, Stephen, and thanks once again for having us. What we discovered, as you were correctly saying, that when we were doing the financial analysis of a steamer, we discovered that there was money flowing into the official who was the CFO of the Agricultural Department at the time, and huge sums of money. And when we traced back, we discovered that there was this company that had been granted a tender of 245 million, and therefore investigation therefore unraveled that there were officials in the bid evaluation committee that had granted this company this money, even though they never even attended the compulsory briefing session. So they faked certificates, they faked their attendance, and then this contract was given to them in turn. There was money that was flowing back to the officials. So the charges are corruption, fraud, and money laundering. But of course, because these 5 will be joining the other 2 that were charged in July with the company, so we'll be adding charges of forgery and uttering, given the fact that they also faked the attendance of this company in or to that briefing session that they never attended. So this company had no business getting this tender because they were not one of the contestants.
Okay, so to sum it up, if I could, to oversimplify it perhaps, these companies got these contracts even though they weren't the best people, and they got the contracts because officials in the agriculture, because they were working with departmental officials.
No doubt there was a corruption or a corrupt relationship between the officials, as we allege in the papers, and the company. The company received about 756 million already from the department. And of course, what is before court now is the 245 million rand that relates to this particular tender, where the company did not even attend that briefing session, and therefore it should not have qualified. But more importantly is the fact that there's money flowing from the company and its director to the government official who used to work for the Department of Finance. So amongst the people arrested, of course, is that CFO, head of department, and 4 members of the bid evaluation committee who then enabled all these things to take place.
It's really quite simple then. I mean, from the way that you've explained it, all you need is the bank records, and after that, you know, this should be a relatively simple case. I mean, I say that, I can just imagine the legal firepower they'll bring.
No doubt. Look, as I said to you, this was discovered when people were working on the Stina investigation. So someone suspected that there were these suspicious looking accounts, they were disguised, flowing to this particular official. So then it was followed. Technically it has nothing to do with the Stina. It's just that the official worked for the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. There was this money that was followed, and boom, there was this tender that was awarded irregularly, and then there were huge amounts that were flowing to the officials. So this is why these people will then appear in September, and in September we're going to be setting a high court date. Today we gave them the indictment, meaning that we are ready. We are not postponing for further investigation. We have done our investigations. We are ready to go to trial.
You've got these 5 people, you've got 2 others that were arrested, I think, in July. Are you expecting to make more arrests in this?
On this particular leg, that's why we are ready to go on trial. I think these are the suspects that we're looking for. We are ready to go to trial with them. We gave them the indictments. There are 8 accused, including the company. On this particular one, no. On the Stina, investigations are continuing and they're proceeding very well.
Okay, so investigations are continuing. Are you able to tell us, how high up it could all go? I mean, could you be expecting to make a high-profile arrest, let me put it like that, relating to this?
Stephen, I'll be able to make any kind of pronouncement with regards to suspects when we take action on that particular day, and that day is not too far. So a little bit of patience, and you will know exactly who is involved.
All right, Sipho, you know I'm going to keep pushing on aspects like this every time you and I speak, I'm afraid. I do need to just ask about, the state capture investigations. In a way, this relates to that as well, of course. You're making progress.
Making good progress, Stephen, and as I said, is that we'll be taking action on a number of legs relating to a number of investigations. The investigating directorate is making good progress on a number of cases that are related to the state capture. As you know, I think you and I have spoken about the fact that the new regulations now with regards to the Zondo Commission, where they are able to access information, has also enabled them to be able to pick up a little bit of speed, but there are a number of legs where action is not